when Acrobat 10 came out, that was one of the things that we introduced the new Acrobat suite. And so we do have tight integration with Acrobat, even inside eLearning suite itself, being able to package your Swifts inside the PDF as really multimedia PDFs. That's a attractive way to share the content or publish the content. So we're definitely seeing more of that and more requirements for that.
That's good. We have a quiet audience today. I think they're too afraid to ask questions.
We do.
Usually
Or
they're
the
noisy.
information is just so overwhelming, that it's silencing them, that they now have a new tool.
Okay, audience, come on. You guys are boring. Let's go. Come on, audience.
Yeah, even the tweet stream is a little dried up this week, so it could be the weather. That's
No,
what it
I think
is.
what it is everybody's actually really focused on work again. The vacations are over. Everybody's concentrating.
Yeah, those
That's
inboxes
true.
that filled up.
They filled up. Everybody's back to it.
And we're at the 10:30 mark, Rick, too. So I just wanted to give you a heads up on the time there.
Okay, that sounds good. Well, Shamir, would you like to share anything else that's going on with Adobe's approach to e-learning? What you guys are seeing as key factors in e-learning, maybe trends in the industry, and how Adobe's looking to work with some of those trends?
Sure. So, one of the trends we did touch upon, and we've been trying to address that for the past couple of releases now, and that's that, given the economy, uh, given how the tools have improved, what we're seeing is there are no longer any specializations in the learning industry in terms of an instructional designer, a content developer, or a graphic designer, but people in the training and development departments just wear multiple hats, and everybody is most of the places that I go to, people are responsible for creating the content end to end. So there might be somebody who is a little better than everybody else in Flash, or there might be somebody who is a little better than everybody else in graphic design, but doesn't mean that they are responsible just for graphic design or they are responsible just for Flash. Everybody does projects end to end, and they wear multiple hats. So that's definitely a trend that we are seeing in the industry in terms of creating content end to end. The other key trend that we are seeing is that, again, because of the economy, a lot of the classroom-based training is moving into e-learning. And a lot of the erstwhile stand-up trainers, people who used to deliver deliver classroom-based training, are now being asked to take up e-learning authoring or lose their jobs. And we are seeing a lot of these trainers transition into e-learning authors. And that's actually one of the biggest growing segments for us that we are addressing with our products currently. And that's the reason I'm excited about taking on Presenter currently, because I think Adobe Presenter is a much more targeted tool for this set of audience which is coming in, and it helps them author their content in PowerPoint and create really rich e-learning right from within that context. And at some point when they feel that they are ready to take the next step, they can move on to the entire e-learning suite from that point in time. They can grow as they go, if you will. So that's the concept that we are currently excited about and trying to address. That's the need of this large set of users who are coming in new into this e-learning space. So, we introduced the entire round-trip workflow in Captivate, which allows you to author inside PowerPoint and bring this content into Captivate. Now with Presenter, we believe, it becomes a lot more easier again for you.
I
So that's the trend.
a lot of people ask me why in the suite, why do you have Presenter versus Captivate since they both do PowerPoint? They're a little bit different. I mean, they obviously have a different approach. One is inside of PowerPoint, the other one can work with PowerPoint. What's your answer to that when people say why Presenter versus Captivate and vice versa?
Okay, so a lot of people who I mean, Rick, you've been doing this for ages, so I mean, for you doing it in PowerPoint would be a really big no-no, or I mean, I'm guessing a lot of people who've been doing this for a long time would frown upon people who do this
I actually like
content in
PowerPoint. It's okay.
PowerPoint.
I mean, it has its
I
place,
know you.
and it has its place where you can convert content quickly. And we've used PowerPoint within Captivate as well as independently with Presenter and other tools, and it works well. But I'm just curious as to, when people ask what's a good answer to give them. Why would you use Captivate over Presenter or Presenter over Captivate? What are the benefits, I guess, of each in a just a kind of short nutshell?
Yeah, so again, so where I was headed with that was people who are new to this space completely, get the difference between authoring inside PowerPoint versus using, bringing your PowerPoints into Captivate and then adding quizzes and other content from the Captivate interface because they feel a little more comfortable doing the entire thing from within PowerPoint. But I guess the key difference is that if you are creating, I mean, as you said, if you're putting together something quickly inside PowerPoint, and if your project is going to be, you know, purely PowerPoint based without too many interactions required, etc., then Presenter is the answer. If your project requires more than the initial PowerPoint slides, if it's going to require more branching, more interactivity, then you have to look at Captivate to do that. So that would be the way to differentiate between the products.
Yeah, one difference I see that we run into is with Captivate, I have a lot more control over the objects. Well, you have the media library, which really helps, so you have reusability of objects, but also each object can be tracked by the LMS. So every object that exists in Captivate actually can be tracked in an LMS object for whatever reason you may want to track it. So that's one of the differentiators I usually talk about why I would use Captivate maybe over PowerPoint for some projects. And again, for other projects, PowerPoint works perfectly well, or a combination thereof works really well.
That's true. That's true.
Well, we're kind of getting close to the hour. Terrence, any more comments in the chat room?
There was one. I'm not sure if it did get answered. Here it is. Would it ever be possible to use the right-click functionality in CP-SWFs in Acrobat? I don't know. Is that Captivate Swift files in Acrobat?
Okay. So, um, yeah, so there is a restriction currently which prevents us from being able to support it, but it's something that I think we should have a workaround that, I mean, maybe by the next release. So, as we mentioned previously, we are working much more tightly with the Acrobat teams, and you will actually see more tighter integration and more features for the Acrobat-based workflows when we come out with the next version. So, I mean, some of these things also would be included in it. So, potentially, yes, I should say. At least it's in our list currently for consideration, and I'm hoping some of this might get done.
And one workaround you can make is if you have to use a right click and you don't have that capability, get a graphic of a mouse, cut it out, put it somewhere on the screen, highlight the right button, click, and then click on that button. So at least they get the feeling that they're actually clicking on something. They'll click on an image of the mouse button, and that'll simulate the right click. We've done that in a lot of training, and it works pretty well. It's a quick workaround to limitations in software.
That's true.
All right. Well, we are pretty much at about 40 minutes right now, so we're going to thank you thank Shamir very much for joining us today. It's very late his time. He's had a full long day, and he's up late, almost midnight his time to
Oh,
be
wow.
here. So we really appreciate that. Um, it's almost 11 o'clock our time, so we're pretty wide open, wide awake, and cheery. And you're having to stay awake late, so we do appreciate you coming in late for that too, and sharing what's going on with Adobe and e-learning and some of the trends that you see. Terrence, any final questions or answers, questions, comments?
Yeah. More of a comment that, thanks for staying up late. You're a better man than I am. I'd be asleep at 9:30. But
Thanks. More
thanks
of
for
the
the
special
applause
effects.
there, Rick.
Okay. Thanks for hosting me, guys. It was fun as always. Uh, definitely enjoyed chatting with you and answering the questions that Leva and the others had. So hopefully the audience enjoyed listening to me, and look forward to meeting you guys in person
Yeah, and
soon, maybe at the Adobe Learning Summit.
and
So.
hopefully we'll have you back on again. Well, for eLearn Chat, I'm Rick Zanotti. I'm joined by Terrence Wing in the upper window of